Welcome back to Bamboo Barre where you are. My name is Kishani and I'm going to be your instructor. So if you took last week's class with us, you already know we don't need a lot of equipment. Some of the things we'll be needing today are a chair, a yoga mat, a lighter set of weights. So I'm going to be using 3 pounds for my light set of weights. And today you're also going to need a heavier set of weights. So I've got 5 pounds for today. So that's all you need. I'm going to encourage you to take breaks and listen to your body throughout the class. You can always press pause. It's not like you have to leave the studio when you're taking your break. I don't really know you're taking the break, but take breaks as needed, and I hope you enjoy this class. Okay, we're going to start with our lighter set of weights in hand. So bring your feet hip width apart, toes in parallel. Do a couple shoulder circles, letting your neck feel nice and long. And do those shoulder circles forward a couple times. And then one more shoulder circle down and back. Let's start with marching. Lift up and up. Keep it up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now switch and hold. Switch, hold. Switch, hold. Good. Navel the spine on those holds for 4. Lift. 3. Up. 2. Up. 1. Okay, now bring your feet a little bit wider. Toes turning out slightly and sink down into a plie. From here, we're going to bring the weights up. Forearms framing your face right into our shoulder work. Just hold it here, sinking a little bit lower. So when I say elbows in, you're going to bring your elbows in a little bit closer to engage your chest. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Elbows in. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now lift your hand up an inch, up an inch. So an inch is about the size of a paper clip. Now sometimes I'll demonstrate a little bit bigger so you're able to see the movement, but always try to make your movement as small as possible. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Now we're gonna alternate up and in, up and in. So if you thought, oh, these moves are small, I've already picked up my heavier set of weights, feel free to switch to those smaller set of weights again. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now open wide, open and close. Adding in that squat, open and close. Big breath in, open, close. Four, 3, 2. Now hold it wide, hold here. Lift up an inch, up an inch. So we do have a core section at the end, but I'm going to encourage you to work your core throughout this whole class just by engaging your core, creating that mind-muscle connection. Lift, hold. Up, hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now bring just your hands down, hands in line with your elbows. Try to maintain this 90-degree bend. Good, bend those knees a little bit more, and then you're gonna bring it up and down. So when you're doing this work, try to imagine your shoulder blades plugged into a wall behind you, so you're not leaning forward. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, from there, we're gonna jump into our tricep work. So I'll just demonstrate from the side to start. You're gonna bend the knees, hinge at your hips, and then reach your arms straight back behind you. And hold it there, taking that bend right out of the elbows. Now lift up an inch, up an inch. So if you don't have any weight, don't have any equipment to use today, a lot of this class can be done without any equipment at all. You could just use the weight of your hands. If you don't have weights, grab 2 cans. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now bend the elbows just a bit. Bend, kick straight back. Bend and kick. Good, starting a little bit bigger, and now we're gonna go into micro bends. Kick, kick. These 3 pounds is starting to feel more like 30 here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now come back up. Straighten out those arms, reaching forward for the screen. Keep holding here. Hold. Breathe through that burn. Soften the knees. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now shake it off. Shake, shake. Really, really small. Think of kind of driving the smallest car ever. Small hand. 7, 6, 5. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let that go. So we've done some shoulders, some triceps. Now grab onto your heavier set of weights so we can get into our bicep work. From here, we're gonna take a different stance. Left foot forward, right foot back. Finding a lunge and hold here. Palms facing up, bicep curl, curl, extend. So each time you're lifting these weights, I want you to try to flex your biceps. So instead of just going through the motion and letting the weights drag you up and down, you're controlling on the way down and the way up. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Now hold halfway here, micro pulses. Flex, flex. Again, quick reminder, engage your core. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now switch around your feet. We're gonna take a different setup with the hands this time. So now we're gonna go into hammer curl. So thumbs up, all the way up and down. Try to find that same bend in your lunge. If you look down, you should be able to see your big toe. So try not to let your knee go beyond that toe. Lift halfway and pulse. Pulse, keep it up, squeeze, squeeze. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and done. Okay, so that is our upper body section. Let's take a quick stretch here. Opening the arms up wide like you're preparing for a big hug. And then bring your right arm across the body, hugging in to just lengthen that deltoid. Kind of drop the shoulder away from the ear. Okay, now switch to the other side. Open up wide and hug that arm in. So notice if your shoulder's starting to creep up towards your cheek, bring that shoulder down and away from the ear. And release. Now this is where you're going to need your chair for the next stretch. Find yourself in a forward fold and let your chest drop, keeping your hands above your head here. Good. Now let your left hand fall to the floor and just create some shoulder circles, decompressing that shoulder. Take the shoulder circles the other way. Inhale, roll back up, and let's reset for that stretch on the other side. So again, finding the hinged over position, let your head go below the hands, and let your right hand fall this time. Really let your arm be heavy, taking those circles one direction, and then circle the other way. Good, from there, release, roll back up one vertebrae at a time, and let that go. We're gonna get into our thigh section now. So right into it, we're gonna go into wide second. So turn your toes out, making sure that your knees are stacked right over top of the ankles. So don't take your stance too wide or you won't be able to do those bends. And turn the toes out. For now, we're gonna have the hands on the hips. So create a bit of a cup for the hips, using your thumbs to encourage that tailbone down, finding that tuck position. Shoulders relaxed. Take it down an inch, up an inch. Four, three, two, hold it here, alternate lifting the heels. So if you're not able to get too high onto the toes, you can always shorten the stance to alternate lift and lift. Now keep your right heel up, right heel only, and pulse. Pulse, draw that navel in. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, switch your heels and pulse. And as you're bending here, you're also trying to keep that knee opening wide, pressing back, engaging the glute. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, one hand on the chair, both heels up and down, up and down. So we're preparing for what's coming up next. We're eventually gonna have both heels up. Now if that's not working for your ankles today, feel free to modify and do this with flat feet. Both heels up here now. Press the knees back, back. So stay where you are. I'm just gonna demo from the side so you can see what's going on here. Heels are up, tailbone tucked, knees pressing back, back, back. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Hold the knees back, take it down an inch. Keep it going for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Both hands on your hips, feet flat, lower and lift all the way. Full range of motion, flushing out the legs. 4, 3, 2. Hold it here. Both hands on the hips and pulse. Really small. If somebody were to walk into your space right now, they would probably think you're frozen. That's how small this movement should be. 4, 3, 2, down and hold. Almost there. Down, hold. Down, hold. Quick posture check. Notice if you're starting to lean forward as those legs start to shake. Draw those shoulders back. Down, hold. Down, hold. And remember, you always have that chair there. If you need a little bit more support, work through that shake. Final 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, let that go. We have 2 more songs dedicated to our quads. Next one, we're gonna be down on the floor. Now, if you want some extra cushion for your knees, feel free to roll up your mat so you have that extra cushion. You're also going to need your chair for this next pose. So before we get into it, this is gonna be your setup chair in front of you. And just like that, you're gonna be coming down right here, shoulders stacked on top of the hips. Okay, from there, lift up. Ooh, why did I pick this move? I'm already feeling it. It's too late to take it out. I picked it for a reason. Okay, so you're gonna come up 1 inch off of your heels, tuck the tailbone, draw those shoulders back. So you're just hovering here. Hands on the chair, and we're just gonna start lifting up an inch, down, up, down. Why? It was a good idea in my head. Lift and lower. Good thing is this song isn't too long, so we're only here for about another minute. Up. Now different rhythm. Up, hold. Down, hold. So find that hover. Now if you are feeling like stepping it up a notch, have both hands on your hips, so no hands on the chair. Up, hold. Up, hold. Now we're gonna lift up for 4 counts. Lift, 2, 3, squeeze the glutes, come down. 2, 3, 4. Just hover there. Lift up, 2, 3, 4, and down. Lift up slowly. 2, 3, 4, and down. Find that level 2 to finish off, both hands up. Hold. Breathe through that burn. Final 4, 3, keep hovering, last 2, and 1. Okay, let that go. Oh, my legs are gonna be feeling this tomorrow. Okay, one more song. We're gonna come back up to standing. We're gonna go back into a turnout position. So bring your heels together, toes apart. Come up high onto your toes and walk your heels back together so they're touching. One hand on the hip. Bend, pulse, pulse. Try to keep your heels crazy glued together. Pulse, pulse. Keep it up. Down an inch. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, down for 2 counts, down for 2, and lift, up, down, 2, and lift, up. So notice as you go down, maybe that level 2, your heels may be tempted to separate. Press those heels in tight, take it down for 2, and up, again, down, 2, lift, 2. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Come back down to level 2. Pulse there. Pulse. If you're looking for a little bit more, bring both hands onto the hips. Draw that navel back in. Pulse. Pulse. Ooh, my legs are starting to shake. I'm going to work through that shake with you. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Keep those heels up. 2. Hold it here. From here, we're going to reach the arms forward. Hinge at the hips. Send your tailbone back. Biceps, eventually right around the ears. Hold it here to finish. Hold. 7, 6, 5. Last 4, 3, 2, and come back up. Let that go. Now we're gonna jump into a quick stretch before we get onto our mat for the glute section. So meet me down on your mat in a lunge. Left foot forward, right foot back. So find a long lunge. We slide that leg back. If you need some extra support in this lunge, feel free to have your chair in front of you. Good, sink down and hold it here. And then from there, if your left foot is forward, you're going to take your right hand and reach it over to the left side of the room. And then come back, sending the hips back, hamstring stretch. We'll get a longer stretch at the end of the class, but this is just a quick stretch to lengthen those muscles while they're warm. And come back up, switch your feet around. Finding that long lunge, slide your left leg back a little bit more. Reach your left hand up and over to the right side. And come back right into our hamstring stretch. Send the hips back, toes up. Feel as though there's a magnet attached to your chest and it's pulling towards the opposite magnet attached to the chair. So no round back here in the stretch. And then release. Sometimes we forget we can also stretch our feet out. So curl your toes underneath and then just sit back on your heels. We do a lot of work in the class that's done high on the toes, so let's not forget to stretch those feet out. It's gonna get pretty intense. Try to just breathe through that. We're almost there. Tap out the feet. And let's move on to our glute section. So we're gonna be down on the mat for the rest of the class. So you won't need your chair anymore. You just need the length of your mat and some space around you for the next move. Let's meet down on the mat. No equipment needed. We're just gonna use body weights for today. Now, if you do have a band, you can feel free to add into a band. I'm just not gonna be instructing this next part with the band wrapped around the knees. So we're gonna start off in a tabletop position with your wrists right underneath your shoulders. Spread your fingertips wide and do a couple cat-cows. Rounding through the shoulders and then dip the chest back, tailbone up. A couple more times. And then find that in between, that spot where your back is now flat. Extend your left leg straight back behind you, pointing through the toe. Again, notice if the hips started to dip, scoop that belly back up towards the ceiling. And hold there. Pressing the mat away. And now we're gonna lift the foot up an inch. Lift, lift. Each lift, squeeze the glute. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Bend the knees, same rhythm, press the toe up, up. So through those position changes, sometimes we get distracted, forget that core engagement. Core engaged again. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Extend the leg, different rhythm. Lift, hold. Long hold, squeeze. Up, hold. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knee. Up, hold. Up, hold. Squeeze. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now drop down onto the forearms. Extend that left leg nice and long, pointing through the toe. Keep holding. Lift, lift, lift. And now we're gonna finish off full range of motion. Bring it all the way down and lift. Four, 3, 2, and 1. Now let that go. Back into our tabletop position. Do a little rock from side to side. Spending a little bit more time on one side. And then back to the other side. So that first move really focused on your glute max. Now we're gonna switch to a turnout position. So again, we're gonna continue working our left side. So meet me in pretzel. You're gonna bring your right heel to the edge of your mat so that your shin is running parallel with the mat. Your left leg, and bring it back a little bit more so that your knee is in line with your hip. Now, if you have tight hips, you're working through an injury, you can modify, bring that knee a little bit more forward, and just listen to your body. So come down onto your forearm, lift that left knee up, hold it there. That heel hugging in behind your hamstring. Now lift up an inch, down an inch. Lift and lower. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now press your foot back behind you. Press, release, press. Get on that press, engage in your glutes. So fire that muscle, creating that stronger mind-muscle connection. Press, release, press, release. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to alternate a little faster. Lift, press, up, and back. If you're looking for a little bit more, try to make this move more advanced, come up onto your hands. So straighten out that arm, lift, and press. Lift and press. If you're cramping up immediately, come back down onto the forearm. Final 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that leg out in front. Hands just behind the knees. Take a big breath in, sit up tall. Exhale, round back. So you're getting a little stretch in the upper back. Good, and then take your left leg across your right and hug that knee in. Sit up tall. Quick stretch on the other side. Sit up tall. Okay, so the song has changed. That's our cue. We're gonna do the other side now. So starting off in the tabletop position.
Okay, so I had to be honest with you, I had to do a little bit of video editing magic because the entire second side of the glute section was not recorded, but I'm just gonna duplicate this and I'm gonna be saying all the same things. It's gonna maybe be on the left side. I'm gonna say left side a lot, but just know that I meant to record the other side. I did it just didn't record.
Now, if you do have a band, you can feel free to add into a band. I'm just not going to be instructing this next part with the band wrapped around the knees. So we're going to start off in a tabletop position with your wrists right underneath your shoulders. Spread your fingertips wide and do a couple cat-cows. Rounding through the shoulders and then dip the chest back, tailbone up. A couple more times. And then find that in between, that spot where your back is now flat. Extend your left leg straight back behind you, pointing through the toe. Again, notice if the hips started to dip. Scoop that belly back up towards the ceiling. Good. Hold there. Pressing the mat away. And now we're going to lift the foot up an inch. Lift. Lift. Each lift, squeeze the glute. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Bend the knees, same rhythm, press the toe up, up. So through those position changes, sometimes we get distracted, forget that core engagement. Core engaged again. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Extend the leg, different rhythm, lift, hold. Long hold, squeeze. Up, hold. 4 more, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knee, up, hold. Up, hold. Squeeze. 4 more, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now drop down onto the forearms. Extend that left leg nice and long, pointing through the toe. Keep holding. Lift, lift, lift. And now we're going to finish off full range of motion. Bring it all the way down and lift. Let that go. Back into our tabletop position. Do a little rock from side to side. Spending a little bit more time on one side. And then back to the other side. So that first move really focused on your glute max. Now we're going to switch to a turnout position. So again, we're going to continue working our left side. So meet me in pretzel. You're gonna bring your right heel to the edge of your mat so that your shin is running parallel with the mat. Your left leg, and bring it back a little bit more so that your knee is in line with your hip. Now, if you have tight hips, you're working through an injury, you can modify, bring that knee a little bit more forward, and just listen to your body. So come down onto your forearm, lift that left knee up, hold it there. That heel hugging in behind your hamstring. Now lift up an inch, down an inch. Lift, foot back behind you. Press, release, press. Get on that press, engage in your glutes. So fire that muscle, creating that stronger mind-muscle connection. Press, release, press, release. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to alternate a little faster. Lift, press, up and back. If you're looking for a little bit more, try to make this move more advanced, come up onto your hands. So straighten out that arm, lift and press. Lift and press. If you're cramping up immediately, come back down onto the forearm. Final 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that leg out in front. Hands just behind the knees. Take a big breath in, sit up tall. Exhale, round back. So you're getting a little stretch in the upper back. Good, and then take your left leg across your right and hug that knee in. Sit up tall. Quick stretch on the other side. Sit up tall.
So now we're gonna jump into our core section. You won't need your weights for the core section. You'll just need your weights close by for the last section. So meet me down on your back. Oh yeah, and I already did all this core section too, but it wasn't recording, so now I'm doing double the core work. So if I take little breaks, just forgive me. Okay, down on your back, arms by your side. Take a big breath in. And exhale, roll your shoulder blades up off of the mat, reaching your hands towards your heels. Good, hold it here. Now you can stay right here with your feet on the floor, just pumping. If you want to take it up a notch, extend both legs out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hands behind your head. Separate the legs, hold it there. Imagine you have a tennis ball underneath your chin, so you're not cranking the neck too far down or looking up beyond you, just right in that middle zone. Switch, hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, switch and pulse. Switch legs again for 8, 7, really, really small lifts for 4, 3, 2, finishing off where we started, arms by your side, up, up. Now before you stop, modify, place your feet on the floor. 8, 7, 6, 5, last 4, 3, 2, and 1, let that go. Extend your arms overhead, release that. Just a little quick core work for today. We're now gonna jump into our final section. You're gonna need your heavier set of weights. So bring those weights with you on the way back down, resting the weights on top of the hips. Feet hip width apart, toes in parallel, lift up into that bridge pose. Good, squeezing your glutes. And I want your whole foot pressing on the floor. So not just the outside or the heels. Pancake your feet down. You should feel your big toes on the floor. Lift up into that bridge pose. And lift, lift, lift. Again, before taking a break, just get rid of the weights. Keep moving without the weights. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, up and hold, squeeze, up, hold. 4, 3, then we're gonna lift the heels up in 2, lift both heels up, heels nice and high, full range, up and down. 4, 3, 2,
Now hold it at the top, tiny lifts, and 8, 7, 6, 5. Then the feet go flat in 3, 2, feet flat. Lift your weights up towards the ceiling. Hold it there. Big, big bridge. Hold, hold, hold. And come all the way back down. Down on your backs, feet together, knees wide. Just taking a moment there to let your body melt into the mat. Let your heart rate return back to normal. Try to deepen your breathing here. Gravity do the work, so you're not holding on, you're just letting gravity is working against me. Remix, gravity is pulling me down. Do I even know the words? Okay, use your hands to bring your knees together. Hug those knees in, do a little rock from side to side. Rock all the way to one side so you can lift yourself back up and you're magically into that stretch. Left knee forward, turn your chest towards your knee and then start to cascade over top of your knee. Now you can make this more of an active stretch by getting some traction on the floor and pulling yourself forward, lengthening the spine and then slowly come down. Against me, and then roll back up. Switch around your legs. Turn your chest towards your knees, sit up tall, and then exhale, fold forward, nice and slow. You want to feel this stretch in your glute med, and again, if you're not feeling it, get some traction on the floor and start to actively pull yourself forward. And then roll back up. Bring your feet together. Grab onto one of your wrists behind the legs. Sit up tall. Feel the weight of the legs, lengthening the shoulders. Your legs should be weighted here. You're not holding them in. And then round back, let your head fall towards your knees, roll the shoulder blades back, good, and feel that nice stretch between the shoulder blades. Good. Use this moment as a moment of reflection of your class, noticing where you could have tried a little bit harder, where you could have maybe eliminated some distractions, but also use this as a moment of gratitude. Thanking yourself for making it into class, for pressing that link. Leaving this type of class is a lot easier than leaving a studio, so if you made it to the end, thank you so much. Inhale, lift back up. Open the arms up wide and give yourself a nice big hug for trying this class, trying something new, and even sharing it with somebody else. I already noticed we have about 6 shares on this YouTube channel, so please continue to share it with your friends and family, and I can't wait to see you again for Bamboo Barre where you are. Thank you.